Today I'm going to show my process of how I can turn a drawing like this into a finished piece like this. Now the first thing I do is fade out these blue pencil lines so that you don't see them in the final product. After that's done, I increase the contrast so that there's less grayscale and more black and white. This comes in handy much later on. Oftentimes there's these little pixelations that have to be taken care of before I go to the next step. The pencil tool is usually pretty good at alleviating this problem. Well, I've done everything that needs to be done in Photoshop so far. Now, I move on to Illustrator, and this is where the fun really begins. What I'm doing now is something called live tracing. Now this takes a raster image, like my drawing here, and makes it a vector image, which is perfect for resizing or for just making it look a little bit smoother than before. Now what I'm doing is called live painting. This takes the vector paths that I made using live trace, and now I can make them into any color I want. This comes in very handy when I'm doing cartoony coloring. Most of my live painting is done except for the background, and here's the little bitty reason why. It's this little tiny crack, and if I decide to make a color for the background, it'll bleed right through. I don't want that. So how do I take care of that? I create another path as a separating point, and add that to the total live painting paths. This little trick is also useful for separating paths that have already been created. Now, the only thing left for me to do live painting wise is to create the shadows. Now, creating the shadows using the live paint method gives it a cel shaded look of sorts. In order to create something that has a softer shade, the mesh tool, or better yet Photoshop, is preferred. The only thing left for me to do in Illustrator is to give this thing a name. Now, back in Photoshop, I want to create a layer of snow above this drawing. After all, I did title it Claymore Christmas. The method I'm using to create this layer involves using filters such as the noise and the motion blur filter. This gives the illusion of falling snow even though it was created entirely by digital means. This method takes some time, but the effect is worth it, as it does look like snow is falling on this character. And this is my finished work. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Festivus, Happy whatever. See you later.